We'll start out. Hello, and thank you for being here on another episode of the Live to Roar. Thank you, my pride and joy, for being here. My pride, because I really enjoy doing this, and the joy is that you get to be here with us and we get to meet great people like William Gammon. Now, William has a topic we're talking about today, which is kickstarting your market. And he has a website, and I'll have all the details in the information area. He also has a book, Fast Track Your Business Journey and Thrive Along the Pathway to Your Dreams. Before we get into William's conversation, let me just say that the Giving Book Volume 3 is being edited right now, and it will soon be available on Amazon. So we look forward to that. So William, go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit, and then we'll get started.
Thank you so much, Ellis. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you today and bring your clients some information that might help them with their troubles in business, because a lot of businesses, since COVID and what's going on in the economy, have seemed to have more obstacles jumping up than what was pre-COVID. And so we have some ideas to help folks with that, and we'll share a few of them today.
All right, that sounds wonderful. I'm really glad that you're here. I've had conversations with you before, and I just enjoy it each time. So let's get started. You've got a website. Maybe you can let us know about your website, and then we'll discover how to convert more leads into clients.
Okay. Let's just go to the website together. And we'll talk a little bit about things on that right now. If you go to my website at Gammon, Gammon, and Associates.net, N-E-T, not com, N-E-T, because if you go to com, you'll get the wrong place.
Okay, let's go there. Oh, did I do it wrong? I have Gammon.net. Was I not?
Gammon and Associates.net. Put the word "and" in between it and you'll be there.
All right. So see, I get to teach people what not to do.
Well, it's sort of like dialing the wrong phone number sometimes. If you just fat finger one number, you get somebody you didn't know. All right. And the first thing you'll get at this website is a statement by me that you might find unbelievable, but true. I can find any business more than 100 grand in less than 45 minutes.
Wow.
And the first thing I tell people is some of the ways I do it. And you can find that out in the book that you can download free right there just by clicking on that and filling out your data. And I'm a mentor coach in addition to an author and a speaker. And so I do one-on-one coaching, weekly coaching. I have an online learning package. I have a lot of things to offer folks. Plus, anybody that has a big problem that sort of got them stumped, if they just ask me a question, I'll get back to them an answer.
Nice.
On my nickel, not theirs. And then we might talk about some other things. Also on there, there's a video that says, everything you've ever learned about generating leads and growing your business is wrong.
Oh.
And that's why a lot of new businesses, entrepreneurs and startups, make a lot of mistakes and spend a lot of money they don't need to. And that's just a short video. Click on it right now and it'll start. But we won't watch the whole thing. We'll just show you that it starts.
Oh, I need to enter my information.
Why don't we just skip over that, because we've just told the people about it and they know how to get to it. So just click it off and we'll go somewhere else so we're not wasting precious time.
There you go.
Here. Now, if we talk about wasting your resources and kickstarting your marketing. There are two things right there. So click on kickstart your marketing. That's the first thing you mentioned. And so people don't have to take notes. I got it right here for them. It's essential. You meet with customers and clients whenever possible. You need to send them a follow-up letter. You need to follow up that with a phone call. You need to do a lot of other things, but it's all right here. And we won't take time just talking about stuff somebody can read on my website. So let's go back up to stop wasting your resources. Click on that one for a minute. What do people really want to buy from you or me? And what related products are they already buying? Once you know that, you'll know more who you really should target. But here is the overall secret to that. People want to buy anything that's going to help them get from where they are to where they want to go in a manner that's not as frustrating and as complex as what they're trying to deal with in today's world. And I can help them figure that out faster with ways that we can talk about just in 45 minutes. So go back up to the top and you'll see anybody that's on this call or goes to my website, I provide them a complimentary free time with me. Now go to Marketing Evaluator since you're there.
Yeah.
If you have a website, there's 5 things you need to look at to talk about your headlines, the company, and other things there. And you rate yourself 1 to 5 in each of these. The first one interrupts where they are and lets them determine if what you have might help them. The second one gets them to engage by our promise to educate them and help them facilitate decisions of customers that they're talking to, that they're not converting opportunities into clients and money that they're looking to make. And the profit that will show up in the bank accounts a whole lot quicker if they do business with someone like me. The next thing, you build a bridge. You talk about how you do it, where you're doing it, and some people you've done it for before. And if you go to my website, there are recommendations there. If you go to my other places on social media, you'll see I have happy clients.
Yes. Yes.
Now, you know the difference in satisfied clients and happy clients?
No.
If I ask somebody, how you doing? Well, I'm satisfied with the way I'm doing it. Satisfied means you're settling for something. It doesn't mean you got what you want, does it, LS?
No.
And so to turn from satisfied into happy, you go from an A to a C. And I have the processes and the procedures and the templates and the experience to help folks like you and your listeners accelerate what you're doing and find more profits in your bank account, which is why you're doing it to start with. That makes sense, doesn't it?
That does make sense, and that is why we're doing it.
Okay. And then you offer folks what I call an ethical bribe. And you see that by things like my free book or a white paper or things that will help people that they can get without paying you something to start with, so they know you're authentic and real and the success that you claim to be, rather than someone who has a computer that's connected to the internet that says they do this and they do that. And guess what? You buy it. And how much support do you get?
Yeah.
So it's a little different here. And we have packages for all kinds of people doing all kinds of things. But right now we're talking about this. Then you have a passionate and precise and elegant way to talk to folks like I'm talking to you. I'm excited about what I do. I'm excited as much about what I do as the young man who won the U.S. Open yesterday.
Ah, yes.
And he did it by keeping his composure and by being competent and by practicing for years. And I got decades of experience that's very successful in lots of different things, from startups to being in a C-suite of some corporations. And so I can back up what I say. I walk the walk. I don't just talk the talk. Now, at the bottom of this thing, if you add up your overall score and then you divide it by 5, you'll get your average. If it's below 3, we need to talk. And if it's not, you've got a good website that
All
maybe
right.
needs a little bit of tweaking. And so that's just one way that I help people. There are several others. Let's talk about those some too. Go back up to the top.
All righty.
Ask William. That's where you just ask me any question. Go to products next to it.
Okay.
You'll find out something here. There's the Ask William site there. And it's a free service and it says it right there. Go to products. Guess what? There is nothing on this website. And I'll tell you why. I have a massive amount of up-to-date, productive, and producing products. But to put them all on one site is going to just cause confusion. And I'm not here to confuse anybody. And so the way you find out products is you first talk to me, because the products I fit for you are tailor-made for you and for your business. They might be similar to someone else's, but it's like getting a tailor-made dress or suit versus going and buying one off the rack. Which fits you best? The
tailor-made suit, definitely.
And what you get from me has value. And I'll tell you about those values. The nickels, dimes, and quarters you might invest in a program with me come back 2x, 5x, 10x.
Nice.
The nickels and dollars that you invest. And you see those dollars show up in your bank account in 90 days or less, beginning and scaling up from there. I've taken businesses from startup where one guy started up a company with $200 in his pocket. Guess what he sold it for a half a dozen years later?
No idea.
$35 million cash.
Wow. That's amazing.
I've had other successes where I've doubled businesses in a year for lots of folks, where 100 goes to 200, 200 goes to 500,000, 500,000 goes to 1 million and more, and others at higher levels. And the cost is more related to what they're doing and the time it takes for me to help them. And so to put a product out there that has a price tag on it of several $1,000s for a solopreneur or a small business scares them away because they don't think they can afford me. Guess what?
Yeah.
If I'm giving them values like that, how can they not afford me? And if you want to see it happen, if it doesn't happen, like I say it will happen, I keep going with you until we make it happen.
Oh, nice.
And so the biggest risk a lot of people have is taking that first leap of faith.
Yeah.
Because after they take that, they discover that they're now in the discovery zone. And it's not soon to transition from that to the success zone and start counting those dollars that I'm talking about. And you get
like that
where life is easier. You're happy. You have more money to do the things that you want to do and hire people that you need to hire so that you can enjoy that money doing what you want with free time with your family and your loved ones and your friends.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Wow, that's amazing.
If it's easy, it gets easier. Here's what people say: it's hard, or I just have a problem doing this or doing that. And what I tell them is, we'll get there. You're just not there yet. But I'll be there with you. Not only just creating the journey, but lighting your path and holding your hand along the way and celebrating the victories with you and letting you know that the time that you invest and the things that you learn will make things that you used to find difficult easy and challenging down the road. You'll become more confident and more convinced. And when you're confident and convinced of something, guess what? You attract more of what you're looking for.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Absolutely. Well, I really like that you don't just offer your program and maybe stay in contact with an email once in a while, or just, here's the program, we've done it. Okay, you're on your own. I like that you're going to be there to help keeping it going, to really learn. Because sometimes when you, from what I've experienced and learned from others, is when you get to that other level of success of what you see, it's like, okay, I'm here and this is going great. I want to hang on to it, but I also want to go forward more. I mean, you reach a spot and then you realize, wow, this is great, but I know I can do more. I have more to offer. So what else can I do? So it's good to know that you're going to have somebody who's going to be there with you through all of it.
Very true. And I find a multitude of people that I talk to has even higher disbelief by the situation that if someone is dishonest with you, that sort of makes you more adverse to trusting the next person, doesn't it?
Most definitely.
Now, there are two types of people in the world. There are folks like you and me that love people and use money. And there are folks on the other side of that coin that love money and use people.
Yep.
Fortunately, the second type takes folks like you and me a little more difficulty to overcome. But guess what? People really see who you are and learn and know what you are by what you tell them and then what you do to back it up, don't they?
Yep, they do.
And so once people see that, they get beyond that bridge. Then the thing that I need to do is turn off this phone so it won't interrupt our conversation because it rings a lot. And I love when it rings because normally it's somebody wanting me, but they'll leave me a message and I'll get back to them. So back to what I'm talking about here is when you're stuck, it's like having an anchor on a boat you're out in the river or the ocean.
Yeah.
And before you can go anywhere, you need to have a way to cut the rope to that anchor so you can go on to the destination that you're really seeking. And it's my skills and abilities that provides the tools that help you cut that rope and proceed. And once you do that, then you're playing like that golfer that won the U.S. Open yesterday, and not the ones trying to catch up to him, because the guy in second place had been bridesmaid several times, and he played a doggone good game of golf and beat everybody there. But the one guy was certain, you're not going to catch me today, baby. And so that mindset was millions of dollars of difference in what he earned there and what he learned for the rest of the year and next year going forward. And he's half the age of the other guy. He just got there where the other guy has now developed some limiting belief.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that. It's like, okay, so So we've tried and we've tried and we've tried, and we're always coming in second place. How do you get past that, being in second place, to being number one? What's
Okay.
a quick information for us?
I am extremely pleased you asked that question. Here's why. What do you think champions all have? They have a mentor coach.
Yes.
They have someone help them make small differences that they are not seeing anymore. They've developed something mentally or physically that they've gotten away from doing or hadn't gotten to yet. And so if I were coaching a quarterback that was playing in the Super Bowl, I would have him down to 2 words.
Oh.
Remember when he's playing in the Super Bowl.
I feel like that commercial when, oh man, my mind just went blank. But it's like when so-and-so speaks,
Hutton speaks,
everyone
people listen,
listens.
right?
We're listening.
When Coach Bill speaks, normally people listen to me because I've gained a lot of wisdom in my years and experiences. And here are those 2 words for the coach to use with the player at the Super Bowl. First word, reset.
Oh.
Second word, next. He's leading a team that's out there playing for the World Championship of football, at least the U.S. one. And so he has to get over things that happen, and obstacles will happen in a football game. He'll throw interceptions. He'll get knocked on his back, but he's got to get up with confidence and clarity and lead the next play that'll take him to victory. And if you can have his mindset where those things don't bother him, guess what? Whose mindset won yesterday in the U.S. Open?
Yeah.
The strongest mindset, the one that wouldn't give up. And yes, he had some problems like everybody else, but he overcome his quicker and more efficiently and more often, didn't he?
That's a really good point. You just reminded me of one time I was I do the walks on a 5K. My daughter was running 5Ks, but I just wasn't fast enough to run, but I could walk. I would do the walks, and I'm getting there, and there's this person in front of me, and I thought, I don't want to come in last. I want to at least get in the top 3. So I don't know where it came from, but I just kept thinking, I don't want to come in last. I just kept pushing it. Pretty soon I passed her, and I just kept pushing it, and I ended up getting in 3rd place. But if I'd seen her and just thought, okay, she's getting there, I'm getting there, and I don't know what place I'm in, but it's okay, it's all good, I would have come in 4th. And she said to me afterwards, where did you get that energy? And I told her, I says, I don't know, I just knew that I needed to get ahead of you. And that's the truth.
I will tell you, when you practice perfectly with a coach, not just practice, because if you do the same thing, you're going to get the same result.
Right.
If you don't have someone to help point it out to you and work on it with consistency, day in and day out, you won't develop the new skill. It's like a New Year's habit. It takes a number of days and weeks to program from the conscious to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind develops and runs 95% of your activities, mine, and everybody else on the planet.
Right.
To change it from here to there, it takes practice, and it takes daily practice, perfect practice, to make it go in. And after a couple of months of practice, that's 60 days. Normally you can do it in 4 to 6 weeks.
No.
But after 2 months, if you continue to practice correctly with a good mentor, keeping you on track and keeping you accountable, then you find remarkable results, because now it's gone from the conscious to the unconscious. Guess what the unconscious does? It runs all the systems in our body, our heart, our lungs.
It sure does.
Every system there. and we don't even know what's happening. And it runs our habits too, because what's there in the program that we were socialized in before we were 12 years old, unless we consciously changed them, we're still on the cat path instead of the highway. We're still taking the donkey instead of the jet. We're not getting where we need to go the way we want to go. And so we need someone to help us make some changes. And they're doable and they're simpler. It's like eating an elephant. You have to break it down into bites.
Right.
And those bites are steps. And so that's why when you have a goal, you need to put some mileposts in there so that there are victories to celebrate. And you need to have someone help you celebrate those victories as you go along that path. And you need to have someone who will pick you up and let you know when you weren't successful that that's just one thing that didn't succeed. How many times did Edison fail? How many times did Einstein fail? You have to keep doing things, but you don't do the same thing the same way.
Right. Yeah, that's the difference there. Yeah.
And so after this program, you and I are going to talk about how it can help you.
Right.
And I hope that after your clients see this program, they look me up, because I have a new program. It's called Flash Coaching, and it can do things in a few dollars that you would have to have a few $100s or more to do. And
nice. So see, you're still growing and changing too.
Well, you know, my old grandma told me when I was just a tyke, a little guy, when you're green, you grow. And when you're ripe, you rot. So stay green. I don't want to rot. My clients don't either. And if you're not continually growing and doing things different, you're going to stagnate.
Yeah.
Stagnation stinks. Growth is good. Change is good, as long as we are changing in the right direction. Yeah. And so, my friend, the way to do that down is simply one step at a time. And when we make that step, if it's a leap of faith, celebrate it. We made the decision. Yeah. The quote you were writing down was my grandma's, probably. Yeah, it was. When you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you rot. So stay green. Yeah. What was her name? I'll put her name to this quote. Well, if you really want the entire name, I'll give it to you. But you probably should shorten it down. Her real name was Martha Ella Elmina Cobb Jackson. Oh, wow. I'll just call her Grandma Jackson. Yeah. Yeah, that's much easier and a whole lot more easier to understand for a listener or a viewer. Now, does this go on TV or radio, or where does it go? Right now it goes on Spotify and YouTube. Okay. And hopefully I'll figure out how to get it to other places. Okay, let me just go to a different screen and share you something real quick for this. Okay. Are we recording now? We are. And I am there. I gave you permission. If you want to screen share, you should be able to hit the green box and share your screen. Okay. So let's go from here to here. Yeah, I've kind of cut all my expenses down, so I'm not overextending myself financially. And the free version cuts off. I didn't know it cut off right away. So. Share screen.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
This is my Profit Acceleration Simulator. And it helps me show how I can help your business change its story. Okay? And let's start with the simple little couple-minute video here.
If you embrace the power of compounding in your business, it can change everything in a positive way fast. You've likely heard that old adage that if you double a penny for 30 straight days, on day 30, you'll end up with a whopping and almost unbelievable $5,368,709.12. That's the incredible power of compounding and what you're about to experience. We call it profit acceleration. Even better news. What if you didn't have to double your results to see a similar compounding outcome in your business? For example, suppose you sold real estate. You generate most of your leads by attending networking events where everyone that attends has 30 seconds to tell everyone what they do and ask for referrals. You typically say something like this: my name is John Smith and I'm in real estate. I'm looking for families that are searching for a new home. I have 15 years experience and a solid track record. Let me know if you know someone I can help. Now, answer this question. Did you find that compelling?
Not really.
Did that make you want to run right over to John and give him as many referrals as you can? Probably not. But what if John said this? My name is John Smith, and I specialize in helping families buy homes larger than they thought they could afford. Let me know if you know someone I can help. No doubt you agree that our new message will generate more interest than the original. If John's original networking message generated an average of 100 leads per year, would it be safe to assume his new message might generate 103 leads this year?
Pretty safe.
That's only a 3% increase. Do you know how easy it is to get multiple 3% increases throughout various areas of your business? We're going to show you exactly how you can do this without spending an additional cent on marketing or advertising. By the way, the agent that used that second message said his leads actually doubled, which is 100% improvement. But let's keep our impacts conservative at a 3% to 5% gain. When a 3% gain is multiplied over a dozen different areas, you will generate dramatic, profitable gains for your business. Here's the key. If you want to double your profits, you probably don't need more than a 3% increase in each of the 12 areas. Small goals are easy to achieve and cause very little disruption to your business. Yes, you can aim higher, but you'll see the numbers quickly increase exponentially. One more thing. When you achieve an impact in your first area, you earn a certain amount of profit. If you achieve a similar result in the second area, the impact starts to compound. It's not the same. Think of it this way. 3% of $1 million is $30,000. 3% of $1,030,000 is $30,900. Your numbers keep growing like the 30-day experiment that turned a penny into more than 5 million. So what impact will you see with your business?
All right, let's show you a quick example. A lot of new people aren't yet making 100,000, but some are, and some are making much more. So we'll use a round number for easy understanding of you and your audience. Let's say you currently had $100,000 in business a year, and you had a gross profit margin of 50%. And a net profit margin of 20%. And it was in US dollars. Okay? Right away, that tells you that down here, your current profit would only be $20,000.
Mm,
That's pretty lean.
yeah, it is.
Okay? Now, if we could only change this impact here, and we'll take the 3% number.
Oh, wow.
Guess what 3% did to your profit? %3. It changed your current profit to $38,400. And your new annual profit going forward would be $43,200.
So it more than doubled it. Wow.
Indeed. Now, if you wanted to go further, these are using just the first 12 things we generally use with small companies, but we got more. We got as many as 40. And so if you did them over all of them over a number of years working with us, like most of our clients do,
Mm-hmm.
what did it do? It increased your revenues significantly. It increased your gross from 100 to 276. Your new annual profit from 20,000 to 132, and the 5-year profit impact is over $500,000.
Wow. It's pretty incredible.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah.
That's what people say. I'm incredible. I'm fantastic.
The original Mr. Incredible.
And so I'm not claiming to be Mr. Incredible. I'm claiming to have the processes, the procedures, and the templates to help you do what you need to do, and to help you do what I tell you I can help you do, and then some. And so that's why I said you and I need to talk, and we can book that call whenever you like. So just get back to me and let me know. And your clients can do the same. And on my website, there are 3 free gifts for them. There's the book. There's the evaluation of their website. And there's free questions that I'll answer. All they have to do is go to GammonandAssociates.net. Download the book. It's free. Read the book. Talk to me. I can tailor make things that we've already made for others that made them millions. Like a lot of people out there wish they could do. Well, we can turn those wishes and dreams into realities for the folks that work with us. How does that sound?
I think that's wonderful. That sounds good. So I'm listening to what you're saying. I hear so many people say, I'm going to help you do this and I'm going to help you do that. One thing I hear that you do different is you don't just offer a program, go through the program, and then that's going to be it. You're offering, not only will you do a program type thing, but you're also going to be there every step of the way with them to help them out. And if it's not working, you're going to keep working until you find a way that does work. And I haven't heard
One way
anybody
that it
else do
won't
that.
work. There's only one and only way it won't work. Is that when I show you this and I give you the tools, you don't do the work to implement them that you need to do.
Right.
And that's not on me. That one's on you.
That's right.
And so I
Accountability.
make it easy. I bring to the table a lot of value for everyone that wants to bring me to their table. And guess what? I bring the profits where you could pay for the dinner many times over.
That's wonderful. No, before we were lost connection, we're cut off. You were talking, so let's see if I can play that here for you.
And if you would, send me a copy of both tapes.
Sure.
And maybe I can find someone that can just put them together and I'll send it back to you.
Okay, so here's Can you hear this?
Hold on. I'm sharing my screen with you. Maybe I should stop to share so that
Oh,
we get to where you need to be. Go ahead. Hold on. I'm not hearing what there. Hold on just a second. It might be me.
okay.
Might
No.
be you. Do we have the volume on your side?
Yeah. Okay, so let me scoot it up a little bit and let me hear the last little bit, and I'll just kind of repeat.
I cannot hear it. I can see my lips moving, but I can't hear it.
Simply one step at a time. And when we make that step, if it's a leap of faith, celebrate it. We made a decision.
Hold on.
And that was it. So you
What
were
happened
talking
to-
about making decisions and celebrating those decisions.
I can't hear it. I can't hear you. Let's see if
Oh.
it was on my end. My volume is up. My mic is
Okay.
on.
Can
I
you
can
hear me now?
I can hear you now. So now try to.
Okay. Okay. So you were talking about taking steps and then celebrating each step that you take and
Right.
celebrating the wins.
Right, because when we get to that milepost is a small victory along the journey to the big victory. And-
Yes.
When you give yourself a pat on the back there, you help to move yourself forward mentally by celebrating those small victories and not feeling like you still got miles to go.
Yeah.
It's like when you were talking about that race that you were in. You made it, and you made it where you finished third because that was a goal you had and you were focused on it. So you should give yourself a little pat on the back and a little celebration. Yeah. To make sure that we're doing what we need to do, Ellis.
Yeah. 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 In the journal I have, one of the things I have on there is list 2 of your victories today. What are 2 good things that happened today, even if they're small? And I remind people to celebrate even those small things, because small wins end up to really big wins. And all those small little steps you take, you can turn around and look and realize you've come a lot further than what you thought you would by taking one giant leap. A lot of little steps get you there faster and on a more even keel. Than always taking giant leaps is a lot more energy than a lot of little steps.
And when you don't celebrate those victories, the frustrations from not being to the giant goal
Yes.
yet is an added frustration. My wife and I have a way we deal with that every day. Instead of watching the network news at night, which is negative,
Yes.
we sit down and we each share a rosebud, a rose, and a thorn.
Oh,
The rose is for the victory. The rosebud is something that is growing and will grow. And the thorn is something that can prod us to the victory.
there you go. I like that.
Repeat. And so we go over those things to sort of share our days, because she has her business and I have mine. And they're different. And so we sort of keep close by doing that. And we keep involved in each other's business to the degree that we can. I'm
Nice.
not an expert in her business. She is. She's got 3 doctorate degrees.
Wow.
I'm an expert in a lot of businesses, but I don't tell my wife how to do things because I have 2 rules. Number rule, I don't say no to God. Number 2 is I don't say no to Dayla. And anything that goes wrong in the house is my fault.
Oh,
Because when I married her, I took on the role of the MCP. The male chauvinist pig. Anything that goes bad, it's my fault. And so, oink, oink, it's me. And we don't have to argue about it. And so when you can laugh about it and have fun about it, it goes away faster. And it
Yeah.
doesn't hurt you as much. And so
Yeah,
find a way
right.
to laugh at things even when you fall on your face.
Yeah.
And it will take that pressure off of you because we're human. And all of us don't get everything perfect. The job is not to become perfect. The job is to have progress
Yes.
and to do
Yeah.
good and to do right. And so that's what our job is.
I like that. I like that.
And I want to thank you for the time and the opportunity
Oh,
we've
thank you.
together here today.
Yeah.
I honestly feel if you take some time and you spend the same amount of time we spent doing this, talking about yourself and your business, you'll see what the TaylorMade is like for you. And you'll
Nice.
find that if you want to take that leap of faith with me and spend just a smidgen of your dollars as an investment, that you will find they come back with lots of children and grandchildren.
Awesome. I like that. Thank you so much for being here, William. Thank you for being on my show and for putting up with a little technical glitch we had. And again, your website is gammonandassociates.net, and they can go there and find your free books, your free evaluation, and ask the expert and ask you any question, you'll answer them, and I like that. So thank you for being here. Thank you, my pride and joy, and we'll see you next time on A Life to Roar.